could be the part where it all begins.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, thanks so much for joining. My name is Misty, and today I am bringing you another episode of our Crybaby Whims, and as you can see, we are just here with Cassiopeia. She is getting things together for a family gathering and supposed to be making a ham dinner, but instead she's gonna go ahead and go in here and just socialize a little bit. She has invited over her parents, and we are going to have her go ahead and call Zeke over as well when she gets a second to do so. I'm just gonna have her go back in here and finish making up this ham dinner so we can go ahead and get it in the oven. If you are not part of the Raven family but you want to be part of the Raven family, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you are reminded when things go live on the channel. And let's go ahead and get started. So as you can see, she is working on this ham dinner. She is not the best cook in the world, but she gives it a good solid chance. So we can't complain about that. So she's going ahead and inviting Zeke over to the family gathering. The parents have not quite yet met the boyfriend, so she does want him to come on over so that he can meet the parents. They are, after all, getting a little bit serious, and she has confessed her feelings for him, and so they are moving forward in this relationship, as we well know. So she's like, you know, it is time for you to go ahead and spend some time with the kids, spend some time meeting the family, and you know, this relationship is a go. So she has, you know, come to the realization that her and Elias are no longer going to be able to reconcile things, and they are really at a place in their relationship where that relationship really has just died in the water. They have not quite yet signed those divorce papers. That is really a conversation that does need to be had and hasn't happened as of yet, but it is a relationship conversation that does need to happen. So she is just calling everyone to a meal, and everyone's going to go ahead and come grab a plate, and we're going to sit down as a family here somewhere together, and we're all going to just grab us a plate and eat. She has opted to sit in here next to her beau, and they're going to just enjoy this lovely ham dinner that she has made and just have a nice family gathering here. And it is a, rainy day, but it doesn't mean that they can't enjoy their nice family gathering together. And as you can see, everyone is kind of just milling around the house, and he is saying hello to the parents and just introducing himself and letting them know that, hello, my name is Zeke. I am, in a relationship with your daughter Cassiopeia now. And they're like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, we've been together for a little short while now, but, things are actually quite serious, and I'm, very serious about your daughter, and I actually, could see her and I settling down in the future quite seriously. And her mother has come to sit down next to him, and she's like, really? And he's like, actually, yes. I would actually like to spend probably the rest of my life with her. I could see her being someone that I would spend my life with. And, I could see her, and I having a family together. Some kids at school were being mean to one of my friends. I wanted to help, but I didn't know what to do. What do you think I should have done? Step in and stand up for your friend, obviously. So Cassiopeia has advised Landon, and his conflict resolution has increased, so we love that for him. So Zeke is just explaining to the parents that, he could definitely see Cassiopeia in his future and possibly a family. I mean, she has a lot of children already, and I think her family is kind of like, oh, you want more kids? And he's like, well, I don't have any kids of my own, and I would like to have kids with Cassiopeia one day. I'm not saying that, I want kids with her anytime in the near future. I'm not saying that we have to have kids like tomorrow, but I think one day I would like to have kids with her, yes. And they're like, oh, okay, well, how does Cassiopeia feel about that? And he's like, we haven't really had the baby talk. I mean, she did ask me how I felt about kids, and I told her I wasn't quite ready for kids yet. He's like, but the more time I spend with her, the more I fall in love with her, I could see kids. And she's like, I really should get going now. So mom's leaving, and dad's just gone in the other room, and he's like talking to Carina. So I think dad's also going to leave, and he's like, did I say something wrong? And Cassiopeia is like, no, honey, you didn't say anything wrong. They just stay for the meal and then they head off. That's just the way they are. You know, they're not as young as they used to be, and they probably needed to get home and have a nap. That was a pretty large meal for them to take into their bellies, and they probably are just needing a good nap now. And he's like, well, let me go ahead and help you clean up. And she's like, oh, that's really sweet of you. And he's like, well, why wouldn't I help you clean up? Of course I'm going to help you clean up. So he is just helping her by cleaning up a little bit after the meal, and she's like, oh my God, that's literally like the sweetest thing ever. You really don't have to do that. And he's like, of course I do. I was raised that if the woman cooks, then the man cleans. That's just the way it goes. It's called teamwork. And she's like, geez, that is the sweetest thing ever. I don't think I have ever in my life. Like, that is so sweet. I don't even know what to say. And he's like, thank you, works. And she's like, well, thank you. So they are just going to have themselves a little romantic dance here in the kitchen. And he's like, dinner was lovely, dear. And she's like, oh, thank you. And he's like, I can tell that you worked really hard, and I really appreciate the invite. I loved meeting your family and hanging out with your kids and meeting your parents. And I really just feel like this is the next gradual step in our relationship, and it means a lot to me that you felt enough about me that you wanted me to make that next step. He was like, you know, it says a lot to me about how you feel. And she's like, well, I already told you how I feel, Zeke. I told you that I love you. And he's like, I know you did, but sometimes actions speak louder than words. And he's like, you know how sometimes a person can say they love you, but then their actions can really show that they love you. Well, that's what this was about, love. And she was like, well, I'm glad that my actions and my words are lining up together. And he's like, and they really are. And so these two are, you know, just really feeling it in the moment, and they have decided that they're going to go and they're going to participate in some woohoos. This is going to be the first time that they have been intimate with one another since they've been together, but they feel like it's time for them to go ahead and take that next step in their relationship, and they are going to have a little bit of woohoos here on this lovely holiday, and they're going to go into that next part of their relationship. So they've decided to just jump in head first, so to speak, and really make it official in a capacity of, you know, just really making this relationship solid. And it sounds to me like they're having quite a good time. No protection was used. Oh dear. Well, okay. So no protection was used. She's not on birth control, and I assumed that he would use a condom, but I guess he did not. So based on that information, we will need to go ahead and have a discussion with him, just kind of again about how he feels about kids. I'm not planning on them having any pregnancy or anything like that, but just in the event, we do want to make sure like where his head is kind of about that, just to be safe. You know what I mean. I don't want it to be a situation where he's like, oh, well, I'm just, you know, not into kids. Ovulation. What? Hold on a minute. What did that say? Rewind. I need to read that again. Okay, so she's needing to go to the bathroom, but it said that she is ovulating currently. So, we actually might ending up pregnant, and that's not good. So we definitely need to talk to him about how he feels about babies, because they didn't use protection and she's currently ovulating. So there is a higher risk of her actually getting pregnant than I had thought there was. I didn't realize that she was ovulating. I don't even know which mod that's from, but let's go ahead and go down and we will talk to him about how he feels about that. But in the meantime, she's stopped in here and she is just playing a little bit of dolls with Tevin, and she's like, how was your family gathering day? And he was like, it was great, Mom. I really enjoyed it. And she's like, I'm glad that you've had a good time. And what do you think about Zeke? And he's like, I think he's okay, Mom, but I didn't really get a chance to talk to him a whole lot. And she's like, okay, well, Mom's going to go and have a little bit of a nap. So if you want to, you can always go down and, hang out with him for a little bit. I think he's still downstairs. And he's like, okay, Mom. So she's just going to have herself a little bit of a nap because she was up early cooking the ham dinner and everything. And so the boys are just going to go ahead and go downstairs, and they're going to spend a little bit of time getting to know Mr. Zeke, because as we know, he is the boyfriend, and if they were to, go ahead and move forward with this relationship, which they definitely are, he would, in turn, if they were to ever get married, be the stepfather. And so we would want them to obviously have a good relationship with him. The children would need to feel comfortable with Zeke. And so they are, look at him, he's like, yes, I did it. All right, this was a great holiday. So they're just spending a little bit of time, the boys here together, talking, and Zeke is going to come on in, and he's going to have a sit down with the boys, and they're all just going to kind of get to know one another. And he's like, how was your boys' family gathering, and did you enjoy seeing your grandparents? And they're like, we always enjoy seeing them. They don't come around as much anymore now that they've gotten a little bit older, but they used to come over all the time. But we love it when they do come over. It's always a lot of fun seeing Nana and Pop. And then he's like, oh, that's great. And they're like, yeah, but what about you? You got to meet them. What did you think? And he's like, oh, well, I thought they were very nice. But the better question is, what do you guys think, about, me coming around? And they're like, oh, well, we think it's okay for you to come around. Like, we don't mind at all. We think you're really nice. And he's like, oh, do you? Well, that's great, because I kind of think you guys are pretty cool, too. And they're like, you think we're cool? And he's like, well, yeah, I think so. I think hanging out with you guys is a lot of fun. Like, I think that we could do a lot of fun things together, We could play ball together. We could go outside and shoot some hoops together. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we could hang out and do. And they're like, really? And he's like, well, yeah, why wouldn't we? And they're like, I don't know. We didn't know you'd want to do that. You're so much fun to be around. I really enjoy it. And he's like, oh, that's great, because I think that, we could do lots of fun, kind of like family things together, as a group of, if you guys wanted to do that, I think that'd be fun for us to do. And they're like, oh my God, like, we would really love to do that, like, a whole lot. Like, if you would actually want to do that, we would love that, Zeke. We would really, really love that. And he's like, well, I would really love that too, Tevin. Like, if you want to do that, like, that would be great. So, as you can see, Tevin is really, really getting along with Zeke. And Landon's just kind of sitting there taking it all in, just kind of observing this whole thing and just kind of watching it and letting it all kind of sink in. Just kind of like, this is pretty interesting. He's, really an interesting guy. He is really, really on board with us kids, But Zeke and Tevin have become really good friends. Landon, on the other hand, hasn't really said a whole lot, but he is just really taking it all in. But he's also looking like he's not feeling so hot. He looks like he might have himself a little bit of a cold coming on. But he's just been observing this, chat between the two of them. But Cassiopeia has finally gotten herself a little bit of sleep in, and now she has decided that she's going to go ahead and she's going to get up, and she wants to come down and just see how the boys have kind of got on. And she would really like to have that conversation with Zeke now about how he feels about, not only their future, but also, how does he really feel about kids? Not only the current kids that she has, but in the event that something were possibly to happen and she were to end up expecting, how would he feel about that? Because the last time they had had that conversation, when they had gone on a date, he had told her he wasn't really expecting, he didn't really want any kids right now. And, she respected that, and she does respect that, but sometimes things happen. Sometimes accidents happen, and if they were to end up expecting a baby, she wouldn't want him to be bitter or to feel trapped. And so she needs to know if his mind has changed or his feelings have changed in any way. So she is kind of stressing about it a little bit. So she's gone out and she's boxing because you know how Cassiopeia is. When she is upset about something or she's kind of pondering about things, she always goes out to this boxing. She goes and she lets her feelings out on the boxing gear. So she has done that, and now she's like, okay, I think it is time for me to go ahead and bite the bullet and go on in here and try to have this conversation. So she's going to come on in here and she's going to clean up a little bit, and she's just listening to all of them kind of chat, and she's like, I've got to have this conversation with him once the kids kind of get out of here and they're not in the way of this, conversation. Oh God, she just threw up. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, maybe it was a fluke, and maybe it was just a fluke. But anyway, she's gonna just go over to him now that all of the kids are kind of out of the way, and she's going to be like talking to him about, how he feels, and if it's a possibility that he... What the hell? Who are you, and why are you in our house? And you're pregnant. Please leave our house, pregnant girl. We don't know who you are, but you're in our house and you shouldn't be. She's like, so you had a nice conversation with Zeke? And he's like, Mom, Zeke is great. Like, we absolutely like Zeke. You should keep Zeke around. We really, really like Zeke. And she's like, well, that's great to hear. I'm so glad that you like Zeke, because I really like Zeke. And he's like, yeah, we really, really do like Zeke. Zeke is so great, Mom. And you know what he said? He said that he wants to play ball with us. And Mom, we really, really like Zeke a lot. And she's like, Tevin, I love to hear that. That's so great. So she's going to go ahead and come up and chat with Zeke and just say to him, I heard that you and the kids got on really, really well. I'm so glad that, they like you so much, because they really, really do. But speaking about kids, I just was wondering, how is it exactly that you feel about you and I? And do you love me? And he's like, yes, I love you. And she's like, do you think that you and I in our future would like to, move forward, because I am really, really interested in us moving forward. And as a matter of fact, she has a moodlet there that or a whim there that she wants to actually get engaged to Zeke. And so she's expressing her interest in being with him in that way. And he's like, I see us together in the future. And he's like, I definitely see our future together. And she's like, okay. And she's like, and I have to ask you this again. I know you already told me once, but I do need to know, is it possible, or how do you feel about kids in the future? Like, I know you had already told me once that you didn't really want kids right now, but, things do happen. And, I mean, we did just have a woohoo, and, neither one of us really thought about it in the heat of the moment, but we didn't really use protection, and things do happen. And, I don't know, like, what would happen if we ended up pregnant? Like, how do you feel about that? So, like, maybe we should discuss, how you feel about babies. And so, I just think we should discuss having a baby. And he's like, okay, well, we can totally discuss having a baby. What is it exactly that you want to discuss about having a baby? And she's like, come off it, Zeke. Don't give me a hard time. You know exactly what I'm trying to say, and this is hard enough having this conversation as it is. And he's like, I'm just playing with you, dear. Like, come on. It's called a joke. And she's like, this is serious. And he's like, let's not only try for a baby, but let's have twins or triplets. And she's like, oh my God, so you're on board with having a baby? And he's like, I would love to have a family with you. And she's like, okay, so you're on board for kids. And he's like, if something happens and we're to have kids, then we're to have kids. He's like, when I told you that I loved you and I wanted a future with you, I meant that. And she's like, wow, okay. well, now that I know how you feel, do you want to maybe stay over for the night? And he's like, a sleepover sounds great. And she's like, okay, that's wonderful. I'm starving. I'm going to go grab a plate to eat. And so she's just having a bite to eat. And they are just having a little bit of some flirty chats. And things are, in Cassiopeia's eyes, going really, really well. She has heard everything that she kind of needed to hear, and it was all positive. He loves her. He wants to be with her. He sees a future with her. If something were to happen and they were to end up expecting, he is completely on board to be around for that and would be thrilled to hear that news. And she is completely smitten with him, and it has made her a very happy woman. And so she has just grabbed him and taken him for a big old kiss. And he is like, whew, my goodness, he is exhausted. You should let this poor man sleep. So she has invited him over for the night to rest, but he is, not sleeping. So I don't know if he'll actually stay the night or if he'll end up going on home so that he can actually get sleep. But she is, just having herself a little bit of that ham dinner that she made, and yeah, she is feeling seriously flirty with him, and they are such a cute couple that they just make me absolutely so happy to see them together. And she is really hoping that he and her can get engaged. The problem is that we've got to do something about her and Elias. We really do, because they are still in a relationship together. I feel like I'm old enough now that I should be allowed to go anywhere I want and do whatever I want. Can you treat me like an adult, please? Well, we'll see what we can do, okay? So Cassiopeia has advised Carina, and her conflict resolution has increased. So Cassiopeia has the need to pee for some reason, and she is not exactly sure what the problem is. So we are going to go ahead and send her off to the doctor and see what is wrong with her. And hopefully there is nothing serious, but it does seem that she is got the constant need to pee, and it's kind of burning. So I am going to go ahead and send her off and figure out what it is that is causing that. So let me just go ahead and figure out how to do that here. Let's send her to the doctor and figure out what is wrong with Miss Cassiopeia. And then when she gets back, hopefully we will know what her problem is. Okay, Cassiopeia is back home, and she has a UTI and has been prescribed antibiotics. So unfortunately, she is kind of in a little bit of a bad way. But she is kind of still feeling flirty from all of the talks that she had with Zeke. So even though she's not feeling that great, she is not really upset about all of that, because all of the other feelings that she's having is overpowering that. But we are going to go ahead and get her to just go on in the house here. She does desperately need to go ahead and go to the washroom, which is a side effect of her urinary tract infection, is that she does need to constantly go to the washroom. So we're just going to go ahead and let her go to the bathroom here, and that way she can feel a little bit better with that. And then it looks like she needs herself a bit of a bath. We have Carina, who is just here with the boys, and it looks like Tevin went ahead and went to bed. But we are also going to go ahead and order a cake, because it is Tevin's birthday coming up, and he is going to be aging up into a teen. So we do have a birthday in this episode as well. So we're going to get him this lovely hamburger cake, and I'm just going to get Carina here to put some candles on this cake for him. And Cassiopeia has taken her medication. Great, because we want to take those antibiotics, so it helps with that urinary tract infection for sure. As I was saying, we did get a bit of a phone call. We are getting invited to the little concert. So we are going to actually go ahead and just go to that little Sunday performance concert. So we will be doing that. So we have shown up at Blossom Park here, and we are just going to go attend the concert. We're just inviting everyone in the family here so we can all enjoy, and they are all going in single file line showing up here for the concert. They're going to enjoy themselves a beautiful, warm, crisp fall day out here at the Sims Sessions, and they are going to have a great time. As you can see, Carina is super excited to be out of the house and going, and so she is in the lead there, just leading the way, and she's just super excited to go and see all of the people that are out here, and she is like, yes, I can't wait to see the concert. This is going to be so stoked, Mom. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Thank you. And Cassiopeia is like, yes, this is going to be so much fun. And so everyone's super excited to be here. The concert hasn't quite yet begun. Everyone is just kind of gathering around. So the kids are just showing up one by one here, and they are going to go look around at all the little stands and the tents and just kind of familiarize themselves and maybe grab themselves a bite to eat at one of the little stands. And Cassiopeia is like, go have yourself a little bit of fun. Just enjoy yourself. Oh, that's creepy, that hug. That was no, I don't want to see that again. Okay. But the boys are just loving them on each other, and they are going to, like I said, just go have themselves a peek around. And Cassiopeia is like, just enjoy your day, enjoy the concert, and, we're going to have us a nice, family outing. It'll be just really fun. The concert's due to start at any given moment, so, it'll all be well and good. So that is exactly what they're doing. And Carina is just kind of getting used to her surroundings as well, and, chatting with people, getting to know people, and making friends, and, things of that nature. And as you can see, the concert is just about to begin. Everyone is gathering around, and they are so excited that, the concert is starting. So all of the children have gotten themselves something to eat, and they're just having a really good time, and they're like, oh, this is so much fun. I can't believe that we're out of the house and we're doing this. This is great. And even Cassiopeia is like, oh, this is so nice to get out of the house and just do something with the kids for once, that we don't normally get to do. And yeah, it's just nice as a family to get out and do these great family outings. And as you can see, she has come over here to give herself a cupcake, but she's like trying to, get to know this guy here at the stand, and she's like, trying to make friends with him. And she's like, hi, how are you? My name is Carina, and where's the restroom? Because I've really got to go to the potty. But then after that, I would love to get to know you more, because, like, I don't know, you just, you're kind of cute. So I kind of like to get to know you. So she's going to go to the washroom and then get over here and get to know him a little bit better because, she's Carina, and why not? And plus, she, had a little bit of some stuff from school that she had in her stash, and she got into that. So she is feeling a little bit good from partaking in smoking a little bit of some weed. And so she's a little bit high, I'm not gonna lie. And so she doesn't really care anyway. That's why she's hysterical right now. So she's just like, hey, how are you? You're kind of cute, and we could totally, be friends. I would think that would be great. And he's like, oh, yeah, we could be friends. That'd be great. I think you're super cute. And she's like, oh, thanks. You're super cute too. So they're just chatting, and the concert is, going on behind them, and she's not even paying any mind to it. But she's like, anyhow, I probably really should get over to the concert. But, yeah, you should totally look me up, and we should hang out sometime, because I think that would be super fun. And I don't know, I just think that, you and me, we'd be great friends. And I mean, here's my number, and we should talk on the phone. And, yeah, it'll be great. And he's like, yeah, totally. And she's like, okay, great. And again, my name is Carina. I don't remember if I told you that. He's like, you totally did. And she's like, okay, thank you so much. And yeah, I've really got to get over here with my family and, concert. And he's like, right. And she's like, okay, thanks. Meanwhile, we've got Landon here, and he is really feeling the vibe. He's loving this music. He's, bobbing his head. He's really feeling the music. He is really liking this outing, and we love to see that. Davis, on the other hand, I don't know what he's doing, but sir, get over here and enjoy this concert. It's not every day that you get out and you get to do things like this as a family, so come on over and enjoy it. And then we have Tevin and Cassiopeia, and they are really enjoying themselves as well, so we love to see that. We really do. They're super cute. We love it. Everyone is really having a splendid time. Carina is starting to kind of get a little bit tired, but as you can see, she is coming on over here. She's going to introduce herself to this other boy because she's like, oh, someone else has caught my eye, and he's kind of cute. So she's going to come over here and she's going to introduce herself to this cute boy, and she's like, hi, how are you? My name is Carina. And he's like, oh, hi, I'm just here for the concert. And she's like, yeah, me too. And he's like, oh, right. And she's like, well, I just wanted to also, introduce myself.
Oh shit!
Oh my God. Did you guys just see that? Hold on. Stop. Let me just... Oh my God. Cassiopeia, what have you done? No. We're eating for two. It is thrilling to discover a life growing inside you. Oh, Cassiopeia, what have you done? Cassiopeia, you went and got yourself knocked up. I mean, you are a beautiful, beautiful pregnant woman, but you are eating for two. Guys, we are pregnant with Zeke's baby. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, well there you have it. We are expecting. You need to get to a bathroom right away. Not only because you have a UTI and you need to pee because of that, but because you are pregnant and that's going to make you have to go pee even more. So we are going to need to pee like all the time. Oh, Carina has gotten a sentiment with that cat she was talking to. I'm glad you don't think my llama jokes are lame. That's what he said to her. So she is really hitting it off with that guy over there. Oh, Cassiopeia. Now we have to tell Zeke that we are expecting. I'm sure he's going to be thrilled with this news, but we are in our next episode going to need to tell Zeke that we are expecting a baby. When we get back to the house, we will be needing to obviously get her into bed, everyone into bed. It's going to be late after this concert is over. And then in the morning, obviously it is Tevin's birthday. But she's going to need to tell Zeke that she is expecting his baby. So everyone is really just enjoying themselves. The boys are like dirty and tired. Everyone probably needs to get themselves ready to head. She is like, I can't believe mom is pregnant again. This is crazy. But she's too busy being high and enjoying the concert to worry about it right now. But we know that Carina was the one that was always worried about mom constantly popping out kids. So I'm sure she's going to have some sort of an opinion once she finally comes down from her high. So I don't know how that's going to go over, but we will have to see. She is, though, enjoying herself this evening and not worrying about it one little bit. But once this concert is over, we're going to go ahead and head everyone home and put them to bed because everyone is starting to get really, really tired. And we desperately need to get them into bed for the evening. So let's actually go ahead and head them home so that they can get some sleep because everyone's energy is in the red. So now that we are back to the house, let's go ahead and get everyone's needs squared away. We've got some that need to go to the washroom and bathe and then get to bed. So we will just deal with their needs, get everyone into bed, and then in the morning, we will be aging up our little Tevin into a teenager, guys. I can't believe that we are now going to have ourselves 2 teens in this house, but they are aging up really quickly, and wouldn't it just be the way for her to have her kids to the point where they are almost all self-sufficient, and then for her to be starting over again? Cassiopeia, what are you like? Really, what are you like? We are starting over again now. Oh, and of course she has opted for cake. Okay, you need to get yourself to a bathroom, girly, because between that UTI and the baby, here we go again. Here we go again. Oh, so Carina, bed. Yep, good. Everyone is just taking care of themselves. It is bright and early the next morning. It's about 3 o'clock in the morning. And I am just getting Tevin down here to go ahead and blow out his candles. He is becoming a teenager. Everyone else is still kind of doing their own thing. We have a couple that are still asleep, some that are just now waking up and are just dealing with their needs. But he is like, I'm over it. I'm ready to get into these teen years. So he's blowing out his candles and he is becoming a big boy. So happy birthday, Tev. And we are going to go ahead and watch him age up and then give him his makeover. So let's go ahead and get to it. So he has aged up and we are going to just randomize and he is going to be active. So that is perfect. I think for his aspiration, we will give him the all-rounder as his aspiration. So let's go ahead and hop into Cass and give him his makeover. And this is Tevin as a teen. And he is such a doll. So this is his outfits. And guys, I think that he actually looks a lot like his mom. Believe it or not. I think he really aged up nicely. He kind of has that scraggly look to him, but I kind of really think it really fits him. And let's go ahead and jump back into the game. Okay, and guys, we now have ourselves 2 teens in this household along with Cassiopeia, and then our 2 children, Davis and Landon. I cannot believe that we are getting so much closer to all of the children being aged up aside from her being pregnant again, but I do think I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. In our next episode, we will have to see Zeke and let him know that we are expecting. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you are notified when a new episode goes live, and I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, I am going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.